The Tempest, Act 2, Scene 2, lines 55 to 114. In this section, Trinculo and Stefano reunite for the first time after the shipwreck. Caliban enjoys their company because of the liquor they give him. Let us listen to the section read out aloud.
Do not torment me. Oh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon's with savages and men of Ind, ha? I have not scaped drowning to be afeard now of your 4 legs, for it hath been said as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground, and it shall be said so again, while Stefano breathes at's nostrils.
The spirit torments me. Oh!
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him, and keep him tame, and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me, prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster.
He's in his fit now, and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, it will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him, and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned. And these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come, amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I will leave him, I have no long spoon.
Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard. Thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How earnest thou to be the siege of this moon calf? Can he vent Trinculos?
I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now that art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, 2 Neapolitans escaped.
Prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
Aside.
These be fine things. And if they be not sprites? That's a brave god. A bare celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
Let us now take the text in detail. As Stefano comes near Trinculo and Caliban, he hears Caliban saying, "Do not torment me, ho! Do not torment me, ho!" And Stefano says, "What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon's with savages and men of Ind, huh? I have not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your 4 legs. For it hath been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes at's nostrils." So what is being said here? Says, what's the matter? Have we devils here? Do we have devils here? Are you working tricks upon me? I have not escaped drowning to be frightened of your 4 legs, he says. And now he says something nonsense because he's drunk. For it hath been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes at's nostrils. So what is he saying? He's saying this. It's hard to understand what he's saying here because he's drunk and he talks nonsense. The spirit torments me, ho. Of course, Caliban is squeezed under the weight of Trinculo, and he's always saying, "Do not torture me." Also, Caliban thinks that Prospero is working magic on him through so-called spirit Trinculo. This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Ague is fever. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he is a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather. Neat's leather is cowhide or cow's leather. Okay. So what's being said? This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who seems to me to have some kind of ache or fever. How the hell does he know our language? Because he speaks in English, he says this. I'll help him out, if only because he speaks the same language as me. Because he speaks in English, I think I'll give him some relief. And what's the relief? Relief is the liquor that is in the bottle. So, if I can cure him from his fever and tame him and get him back to Naples, he'd make a great present for any emperor. Do not torment me, prithee, I'll bring my wood home faster. So Caliban still thinks that Prospero has sent these 2 spirits to torture him because he has delayed bringing in wood. He is in his fit now, does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly. He says, this guy has some kind of a fit, and he is talking nonsense, not talk after the wisest. He says he's talking not too wise. He shall taste my bottle. So he goes with the bottle to pour some liquor in Caliban's mouth. If he have never drunk wine afore, will go near to remove his fit. So if he has never drunk this wine before, this will definitely remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, if I can make him well and tame him, that means domesticate him, I will not take too much for him. He will definitely not go for some kind of cheap money. I'll make a lot of money, in other words, from him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly. He says, whoever buys him will give me good amount of money. Caliban, thou dost me yet but little hurt, thou wilt anon. I know it by thy trembling. Now Prosper works upon thee. He says, you haven't hurt me yet, but I know you will soon hurt me because of your trembling. And I know Prospero is doing these things through you. Come on your ways, open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth, this will shake your shaking. I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chaps again. So, trying to make Caliban drink, he says this. Come on, open your mouth. This will help you to talk. Open up. This will stop you from trembling. I can tell you that for sure. And now Caliban drinks and he says, you don't even know who your friends are. Open your mouth again, he says. And Trinculo suddenly realizes that this is a familiar voice of Stefano. And he says, I should know that voice. It should be says, but he's drowned. And these are devils. Oh, defend me, he says. 4 legs and 2 voices. Now Stefano hears 2 voices. He has seen 2 sets of legs, that's 4 legs. Now he hears 2 voices. And he says 4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come, amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth. So he says, 4 legs and 2 voices, a very special monster indeed. His forward voice seems to be uttering something good, and his backward voice is devaluing people. If all the wine can be emptied in his mouth, I can surely recover him. Okay, and his fever will go away. He says, come and pour some. He says, come and pour some wine in his mouth, and he says, amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth. He goes towards the other mouth now, who had called out his name. Of course, that is Trinculo's mouth. And Trinculo sees Stefano approaching, and he says, Stefano! Of course, Stefano hasn't realized this, and he's drunk, of course. Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil, and no monster. I will leave him. I have no long spoon. Now, long spoon is a reference that if you were to eat with the devil, you needed to have a very long spoon so as not to go too close to the devil. Okay, so he says, this is the devil, and I do not have a long spoon. Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afraid, thy good friend Trinculo, he says. Trinculo says, Stefano, this is me, Trinculo. Be not afraid, or afeared. Be not afeared. Okay, same thing. Afraid, afeared. Okay. If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. It says, if you are Trinculo, come out. I'm going to pull you by these legs, by these lesser legs, smaller legs. And he says, if any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. And he pulls him out. And as soon as Trinculo comes out of from under Caliban's gabardine, Stefano sees Trinculo and says, Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be the siege of this moon calf? Moon calf is monster. Okay, how were you sieged by this moon calf, this monster? Can he vent Trinculos? Can he defecate? Can he bring forth Trinculos? Many Trinculos? Here Trinculo explains to Stefano how he came to be under Caliban's gabardine. He says, I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead moon calf's gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, 2 Neapolitans escaped. So he says, Trinculo can't believe Stefano is alive. Trinculo thinks everybody has died because of the shipwreck. So he says, I hid myself under this moon calf's gabardine because I thought this moon calf had been dead. And Stefano, are you not drowned? He says, are you not dead? I thought everybody was dead. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead moon calf's gabardine for fear of the storm. So because of the storm, I hid myself under his gabardine. And art thou living, Stefano? again doubtful that Trinculo is again doubtful that Stefano is not alive, that it is his ghost. And then he realizes, and Stefano, now 2 Neapolitans escaped. Escape what? The shipwreck. And after saying that, Trinculo turns Stefano around out of joy. And Stefano, of course, he's a bit sick and he says, "Prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant." He says, "My stomach cannot take your turning. Do not turn me about." Now Caliban is very happy because he's had this liquor and he says to himself, "These be fine things. And if they be not sprites, that's a brave god. Bear celestial liquor, I will kneel to him." So what is he saying? These are beautiful creatures, referring to Stefano and Trinculo. If they are not spirits, I am sure they are gods, because they possess this celestial liquor. I will kneel to him, I will bow down to him, the person who has made me drunk with this liquor. So that's all for today. Thank you.